When do you wear makeup?
Like, I would say when I go out, but I don't really wear it when I go out all the time. It's more whenever I'm in the mood for it. It comes in like bursts. Like, I'll have a month where I'm like feeling good, and it's usually when, you know, my mood's up. I'm like, oh, let's get it, pop out season, but it doesn't come all the time. I'm trying to clear my skin, so, you know, I try not to put a lot of stuff on it. I mean, I think back to when I started wearing makeup, when I was probably in middle school, because everybody has that phase, or not everyone, but most people has that phase of when you start watching the beauty tutorials. Oh, hi, Lula. She's like, what is going on in here? When you're that young, you're seeking some sort of acceptance, and you don't really know how you fit in your body, and it has to do with a lot of the pressure that's put on you to know yourself and make decisions. I felt very insecure in my female body, and I didn't really know how to fit in, and I was also like 5'11" in middle school, so that wasn't really doing me any favors with fitting in. I think at that point I started to normalize wearing makeup, and I probably would have never thought to wear makeup otherwise. My skin was clear then. I also had bangs, so I started using skincare stuff to prevent breaking out in my forehead. But honestly, I didn't have acne-prone skin, but I was using acne-prone products. So then my body, or my skin really, just became used to all the acne products. So I was kind of stripping my skin from all the moisture, and I developed acne, like more acne than I needed. Round 2. She's still...
How's your skin, Lula?
Lula's skin's really nice. Oh. Do you want some makeup? Okay.
What's wrong with the content now?
Well, glad you asked. I gotta think about that. God, it's like you can't. She's obsessed with me, obviously. Avi.
She wants to be a human teenager.
She wants to be a teenager. She's not.
She wants to wear the Gucci slides.
I know. You can't get like me, Lula. I shout out Lil Pump, right, Mom?
Lil Pump.
Mom loves Lil Pump.
No.
I'm keeping that in. She loves Lil Pump, and she doesn't even know.
Let's just say like one video of Lil Pump. Let's not
I
talk
don't think
about
you
it.
get to.
Let's not talk about it.
She's embarrassed. There's a million different formats for content, which you feel kind of pressured to be on every platform, right? Like, everyone wants to have Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. They kind of run our social lives. Lula, what's your Instagram? What's your gram, Shotty?
What's your Snap?
I have problems with content for myself. Like, right now I'm going through a transitional phase. I'm trying to figure out what productive media means to me, because I'm surrounded by unproductive media, especially in modeling. Not to say anything against models, but we're all pressured to show our best side of ourselves. So when you're on Instagram, you want to prove that you're marketable and, you know, monetizable for brands, because they do look at your Instagram. It's just what they do. And every single day, I'm sure I have people that potentially would hire me based off Instagram, but then see it and don't really know if what I look like. There's a lot of pressure there, but standing up against that is probably the best thing you can do for yourself, because it's not really healthy to force yourself to produce like that. And you can ask anybody. It turns into like a mission. Okay, we have 2 dogs in here now.
Goodness.
I'm getting kind of like dewy as we speak, but
Dewey's good.
my whole thing is I don't want to Facetune my pictures. I don't want to edit, like body edit, anything, because I already have this weird fear of, I know it's like an irrational fear, but I have this fear of people looking at my body. No one, like, I know my frame is very thin and I'm 6'2", but I fear that people will look at my images of me being my healthiest state, because I've come to be the healthiest I've ever been in my life, and like just negatively affect their self-esteem. Like, that's not me being like an egomaniac. I just know what models do to people, because I know what models do to me, and I'm a model. So it's like not a healthy thing. I'm trying to find a healthy balance of like being myself online and showing myself off online. I don't know where that balance is yet. Because I've been struggling with that, I don't post as much. And then you hear everyone say, you gotta post more. The algorithm. And I'm like, I don't really care about this fake algorithm. And, you know, we're all just trying to... honestly, I wouldn't even say we're all just trying to fit in, because we're really not all just trying to fit in. We're all kind of trying to stand out. Yeah, we're all producing the same stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, consumer culture also feeds into that. We're all consuming the same stuff. We're all looking at the same media all the time. You know, when you're a creative as well, you want to strike inspiration in something else. And the media is so oversaturated, it's like, where do you find inspiration? And I don't know, man. I'm just rambling, but as you can tell, I'm very frustrated with media. I feel like content right now is very self-centered, and I'm trying to create more of a community. But then again, that's a lot of pressure as well. How do you do a community justice? I don't know. I'm doing my best.
Why do people take selfies? Why do you like to take selfies? Why do people take selfies?
Okay, so I didn't take a lot of selfies for a long time. I would post a lot of my modeling work because other people would take the pictures of me, and then you kind of feel validated when other people take the pictures, because you're like, oh, if this person likes it, it must be good. I never liked taking them that much, and a lot of it had to do with my acne. I felt like I couldn't take one unless I covered up. And then I felt like I was faking it. So makeup is another weird thing for me, because then again, it's like I'm all about being authentically you, but if you're not really being yourself, then where's the lie? Like, is this to enhance me, or is this to make me look better than I look, or better, whatever better is? I don't know.
What do you really care about?
I'm gonna think about that while I do this. I know I'm speaking jib in this, like, I just keep talking about random stuff, but I do feel like makeup is a good tool to create. Like, it's fun, and the reason I know I'm able to use it the way I use it is because I've been taught to use it, whether that be through those videos of people selling products while doing tutorials, whatever. But
I'm watching people put your makeup on for hours and hours
for literally hours on end. I don't want to like discredit makeup. I obviously enjoy it. I like also doing like something to accentuate my features. So like my brows are my strong suit, because shout out Lebanon. So I do have thicky brows, and I like to make sure they look round and nice because it frames my face well. We're pressured to really feel like we have to be perfect, and that's why, like, perfect as in, like, what is perfect really? Because we think when we want to self-improve, it has to do with smoothing our skin, clearing our complexion. Everything is just surface level, clear and clean, and if there's blemishes, we get weird. I really feel like a broken record, like a cliche, but it genuinely does not matter. When I stopped modeling signed, and I stopped receiving that constant, recognition of like, you're beautiful, you don't need to change anything, blah, blah, blah. The things that they feed you because it helps you when you're in a career based around your body. When I stopped being told that and I was stuck with it alone by myself, my insecurities began to eat me up. And they were things that I didn't have to think about that much before because I was validated through my work. But when you're unemployed and you're coming out of modeling, you start to realize what it could do to your brain, like what it's done, because you've normalized this perfect arena of people, and you start to see yourself as a normal person. And not to say models aren't normal people, you are, but you don't really recognize yourself as a single entity alone. Like, I think there's a lot of demons that eat up models too, but if you're brought up the right way in modeling, you usually don't hear that negative feedback until you're talking to yourself. So I started talking to myself when I left, and my insecurities about my skin started, my body. Some of it drove me to do healthier things. Luckily, I haven't had a toxic mentality for the most part on these things, so did drive me to like better myself, but up until recently I didn't really realize how in my head I was about this industry and how much I hadn't really identified the issues in my life. A lot of them had to do with the influence I had from the media and this mentality of perfectionism. You're never gonna be perfect. You're never gonna be perfect. You're gonna eat yourself alive if you keep thinking that way. I'm gonna grab my powder.
Or you are perfect just the way you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to hear, right? Yeah, you can be like, you're perfect the way you are, but wouldn't it be a comfort to know we're never gonna be perfect? Mm-hmm. That should be a comfort, that no one's ever gonna be that. Because that's conditional. It's all about what you see. I think I could return to your question though about what's important to me.
Yeah, what do you really care about?
I really care about my people around me. I care about myself. I really care about myself. I've realized that this is the only vessel I'll ever have, and I want to use it productively. And because of that realization about myself, I care about the people around me, and I want to use it to help people and animals, living things around me, and Mother Earth. I don't feel like people use their self-awareness enough to externally give, or I know I never did for a while. I was very absorbed in myself. And that's okay to identify. I think that's part of being human. You're always going to be self-aware. Mm-hmm. So I think using my self-awareness in a productive way, even with this platform, is my goal, because I know I can live a life of service that benefits me and other people at the same time. It doesn't have to all be about me. I mean, that's the other thing. I shouldn't bash social media completely, because if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't be able to touch people. So it's all about creating content that's useful, and I like to think I'm creating that.
No, I'd say you are.
Thanks, Mom.
You get my vote.
Thanks, Mom. Okay. My mom's helping me film this, so thanks, Mom. She created me, guys.
Hey.
Oh, should I set it? I love when people do that.
Sure, go over it.
They spray it all over and then the mascara runs.
I've never done that. Try it. How's that feel?
Feels great.